Greetings everyone and welcome to the 6:15 edition of Primetime News in the English language on Canal International. I'm called Morindi and we begin with the top stories. Police in Yaoundé have arrested a young man suspected of attempting to kidnap a 2-year-old baby girl at their home while the mother was bathing. Noticing the kidnapper running with her child, the mother's cry for help alerted the population, forcing him to hit the child in a nearby bush. We tell you more in this edition of Newscast. And Cameroonians from all age groups continue to crowd Elecam branch offices across the country in a bid to collect their voters' cards ahead of October 12 presidential election. However, the process remains slow and frustrating at Elecam offices in Douala 2 and 4 visited by a team of reporters today. The situation has been described by citizens as cumbersome, disorganized and mentally draining. And we talk about Cameroon. A rapper and activist ex-friend has stepped beyond the stage and into the heart of politics, leading a youth-driven movement called Protege some votes aimed to ensuring transparency and integrity in Cameroon. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Greetings once more and welcome to the 6:15 Primetime News in the English language on Canal International. Police in Yaoundé have arrested a young man suspected of attempting to kidnap a 2-year-old baby girl at their home while the mother was bathing. Noticing the kidnapper running with the child, the mother's cry for help alerted the population, forcing him to hit the child in a nearby bush. More on the story with our reporter Beatrice Ngamu.
The failed kidnap case occurred at the Mimboman neighborhood under Yaoundé 5. The mother of little Esther was enjoying her bath when an unknown individual opened the gate, the door of her house, and quietly took the 2-year-old baby girl.
This culprit Sadiq collected the child from the chair, went outside. When the mother left the bathroom, coming on to check the child, discovered that the child was not there. Moving outside, he discovered a man running with the child.
The mother instinct first a loud sound that drew the attention of the inhabitants of the neighborhood.
C'est comme ça donc mes cris ont alerté le quartier, le voisinage est sorti. Ils ont appelé la police et on a trouvé le monsieur sur les bas-fonds avec mon enfant.
Interrogating the supposed criminal, he first of all acted like a fool. Further tests at the Love Center, Jamo Hospital in Yaoundé, reveals he is very okay.
Et c'est quand tu as l'exploité qui nous révèle qui vient de Douala.
Further investigation, he reveals he is from Douala. Asking what he wanted to do with the child, he said nothing. But with numerous cases of child kidnapping these days, she could have been the end of an unknown journey. The police does appeal on parents to be on the alert when there are children in the house. Security should be at its peak.
Somebody cannot come, open the gate, open the door. So we too, we need to take some precautions. The way we keep our children, the way we monitor our environment. Thank God that she has been recovered and she's fine, and as you can see her here.
The alleged kidnapper is presently in gendarme custody and shall be presented to the State Council to answer for his crime.
And Cameroonians from all age groups continue to crowd Elecam branch offices across the country in bids to collect their voters' card ahead of the October 12 presidential election. However, the process remains slow and frustrating at the Elecam offices in Douala 2 and 4 visited by a team of reporters this afternoon. The situation was described by citizens as cumbersome, disorganized and mentally draining. Many people have been queuing for hours and in some cases returning for days without success. Let's get some reactions.
I'm very hungry because since morning that we came here, to take our voters card. Till now, we have not yet taken anything. It is only one person that is doing all the work. You see, he's unable to read the names because he will still go up, search for the card, come down, then read. Since morning, we are here, stuck in one place. How are we going to vote? It is my first time that I have chosen to vote because we need a change. We want everything to be fine, but we are unable to take our voters card. It is not fine. How are we going to do? They are supposed to put like maybe 4 people that will be handling the program. Now it is only one person.
But I was here yesterday. I came late. They asked me to go back, and I'm here again today. It's my very first time. I've never voted before, and I wish, as I'm voting today, there will be a change in Cameroon so that us the youths will be able to have our jobs. Because someone like me, I am well educated, but right now I'm a hawker because there's no job. But when you go for a job, they'll be asking you, maybe you should offer yourself for sex before you be employed.
We are coming here today to get this card because the time is against us. And we are here in Cameroon. Many of us are strugglers. So if at this moment we cannot get a card, then we cannot go and vote. We cannot be crying for a change that we cannot vote. That's the reason why we are here to get a card. When you look at behind me, you see that there are a lot of people here. But to get a card is a problem.
Presidential candidate of UMS, Pierre Quemo, has officially launched his campaign in his hometown in Bafang, West region of Cameroon. The Union of the Socialist Movement UMS party leader addressed a crowd of supporters laying out his vision for the country ahead of the 2005 presidential election on October 12. More on the story with our reporter Gladys Ambo Tibang.
Upon his arrival in Bafang in the Open Camp Division, Pierre Quemo was warmly welcomed by thousands of supporters who filled the town's main square to hear the candidate of the Union of Socialist Movement Party formally begin his campaign for the presidency. Speaking to the crowd, Quemo outlined key proposals from his platform. These include improving living standards, increased support for farmers, funding for small-scale projects, better pay for teachers and healthcare workers, expanded road infrastructure, as well as the full implementation of decentralization. Quemo said a change in government is essential to building what he called a true democracy in Cameroon. Supporters in the crowd praised his records as mayor, pointing to local achievements such as the construction of the municipal stadium in Bafang. The candidates of the Union of Socialist Movements concluded by urging voters to turn out in large numbers and deliver what he described as a 100% vote in his favor on October 12.
And from Limbe, the Prime Minister and Head of Government, Joseph Dion-Ngouti, has safely arrived his hometown of Kumba despite heightened security concerns and lockdown restrictions. The visit drew large crowds who turn out to express their support for the government and pledge an overwhelming victory for President Paul Biya come October 12, 2025. More on that with our reporter Saleh Sherifa.
Prime Minister Dr. Joseph Dion-Ngouti defied lockdown measures and heightened security fears to visit Kumba, his birthplace, where thousands of residents turned out to greet him. The event took place at the newly constructed grandstand, one of the several infrastructure projects initiated under President Paul Biya's leadership.
Why would we look elsewhere when Papa Biya don't show say he love us? And signs where he love us. One of the signs that here at the time here, the time side for nearly 7 years now.
The Prime Minister's visit, his first to the town in months, was seen as a strong signal of the government's commitment to development and stability in the southwest region, an area that has faced persistent unrest. At Addressing the crowd, the paramount ruler of Kumba highlighted the critical role of traditional authorities in promoting peace and good governance while calling for closer collaboration with the government. His visit, despite the challenges, was widely interpreted as a message of reassurance and continued commitment to the region's progress and peace.
And the presidential campaign is gaining momentum across the country in the town of Bangoren, located in the Num Division West region of Cameroon. Political parties are intensifying efforts with the hearts of the voters in a community marked by peaceful coexistence despite challenges. More with our reporter Gladys Ambo-Zibang.
Bangoren, a quiet subdivision in the Num Division West region of Cameroon, is currently home to an estimated 6,500 internally displaced persons. Despite this, the town remains a model of peaceful coexistence, with the Bamoons living in harmony alongside other communities. As the presidential campaign unfolds, political parties are making their presence felt. One of the first on the ground is the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, the PCRN, led by Cabral Libi.
Nous portons une candidature de travail, une candidature de proximité, une candidature de vérité.
Also active in the area is the Cameroon Democratic Union, the CDU, seeking to connect with voters through grassroots mobilization.
C'est la femme qui va diriger ce pays pour relever le défi.
Meanwhile, the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement Party, the CPDM, is doubling down on a proximity campaign strategy from Mekefu to Njintut, and through the administrative quarter, campaign caravans and rallies have turned Bangoren into a festive hub.
Son Excellence Paul Biya, c'est le chantre de la paix au Cameroun.
They are drumming up support for the incumbent for continuity to ensure completion of key infrastructure projects like the long-awaited paving of the 52 kilometers Fumban, Bangoren and Jakiri roads. As the campaign trail intensifies, Bangoren's voters remain at the heart of political attention in a community where peace, resilience and democratic engagement work hand in hand.
As the 2025 presidential campaign heats up in Cameroon, candidates are increasingly turning to social media platforms to reach voters nationwide. Platforms like Facebook have become vital tools for sharing programs, rally highlights, and policy promises. Let's watch. As the 2025 presidential race intensifies, candidates are increasingly using their social media platforms to connect with voters. On October 9, 2025, Cabral B, the presidential candidate of the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, released his latest letter to Cameroonians on Facebook, a daily message he has maintained throughout the campaign. This edition focuses on Cameroon's creative industry, pledging 5 billion francs CFA annually for 3 years to support the Special Fund for Cultural and Creative Industries, copyright reform, infrastructure development with new conservatories and regional cultural centers, major cultural events, and much more. Meanwhile, Pierre Kwemu, candidate and president of UMS, published photos and videos from his campaign in Bafang and Bafusa, Mache R, urging voters to support him. Patricia Tomaino Damjoya of the UDC party shared images from her rallies in Koptamo and Fumbot, while Hiram updated followers with photos from Isa subdivision. SDF candidate Joshua Osi posted content from campaign stops in Yambata, Menganga, and Nambongbang. Issa Troma Bakari shared images from his rallies in Mokula and other parts of the Far North, and Marimba showed his campaign trail through Oramando and Garua Mashingong. Despite these digital efforts, one major issue persists: delayed updates. Many candidates post photos and videos a day or more after events occur on their social media platforms, making it harder for followers to track campaign activities in real time, a gap that weakens engagement and momentum in the digital space. And with just days to go before Cameroon's crucial presidential election, that is October 12, 2025, logistical bottlenecks are casting a shadow over final preparations in the Mongo division. And despite ongoing training sessions, some commission members in Kongsamba to say they are not fully equipped to manage polling stations. Let's watch in the following story. With the October 12, 2025 presidential election just days away, logistical issues remain a major concern in the Mongo division. Several commission members in Kongsamba 2 have raised alarms over delayed delivery of election material, limited time for practice, and insufficient mastery of voting tools. Despite these challenges, Elekam has pressed on with final training sessions. This Enyesh multipurpose hall in Kongsamba was the scene of the intensive training session for members of the local vote commissions. The workshop aimed to strengthen participants' understanding of election procedures and equip them with the tools needed to manage polling stations effectively. Elekam officials focused on building confidence through both theoretical lessons and practical demonstrations. However, the limited availability of voting kits during training hindered full hands-on experience for some. And Cameroon rapper and activist Zafrin has stepped beyond the stage and into the hearts of politics, leading a youth-driven movement called Protege Ton Vote, aimed at ensuring transparency and integrity in Cameroon. For now, 16 young people have already joined. The 16,000 young persons have already joined the initiative. As a reporter, Salih Sherifa tells us more.
A prominent voice of social critic, Zafran, best known for his politically charged song Dégagé, has long used his music to highlight citizens' frustration. Now, his activism has taken a new turn.
As a young Cameroonian hoping for change, it is important that I get involved in the presidential election campaign, and I use rap because it has always been one of the key tools used in addressing social problems. For me, it is a moment of glory for Cameroonians.
Under his leadership, Protege Ton Vote has drafted a social contract, a document outlining key development commitments that presidential hopefuls are invited to endorse. So far, all the candidates except one have reportedly signed the agreement, promising to uphold transparency and prioritize citizens' welfare if elected.
What my team and I are doing is important because we Cameroonians have a thirst for real change. This election will enable us fight for the change we are hoping for.
The movement, born from the will of young Cameroonians determined to reclaim confidence in the ballot box, seeking to mobilize registered voters as independent observers throughout the electoral process. According to him, more than 16,000 young people have already joined the initiative.
I am among those who believe that an artist is not there just to entertain. I believe that those who follow us should be guided in the right path.
The movement's mission is simple yet ambitious: to empower voters, encourage participation, and ensure that 2025 elections reflect the true will of the people.
And that report by Saleh Sherifa brings us to the end of this edition of the 6:15 Primetime News in the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is the Brief the Campaign with Leo Piaget. As for me, I will be back same time tomorrow. Have a good night.